Previously on Agent Cosmos.
Where are we going? A place where you'll spend your entire life. Sir, you need to see this. This was done on purpose. Regardless of who you are, we'll track you down. Sorry guys, I'm rushing things a little bit. They've noticed me. Their drones are circling around me. Fortunately, my ship is protected by a shield. Anyway, today I'm bringing you one of the deadliest yet interesting SCP. "12 hours ago. In the SCP multiverse, there are infinite parallel universes with infinite possibilities. In this reality, SCP-058's tale begins with a weird rock descending from space. George is startled by the sound of an explosion. He grabs his rifle and walks over to his property to inspect it. He notices smoke pouring from his farm. He quickly points his rifle at the smoke and walks over to a large crater. "George, what is it?" his wife yells from the house. "Nothing, darling. Looks like some meteorite found a way to our property. We'll call the cops tomorrow and have them investigate." The next morning, George begins to feel uneasy. He takes his medications and decides to rest. He loses consciousness and collapses as he walks to his room. "Quick, doctor, we are losing him." "We did not make it in time. We lost him." As the doctor removes his mask, a strange knife-like tentacle emerges from George's heart and pierces the doctor's neck. Trembling in fear, the other doctors try to scream and flee, but they are stabbed by 2 additional tentacles. As they close their eyes, they witness a human spider-like thing sprouting from George's body. It's a lovely day. The birds are chirping. The weather is pleasant. And it's an ideal day for a picnic. "Daddy, catch!" "See what you did, Olivia? Daddy is hurt now," Mother says to her irritably, but her husband intervenes. "It's okay, honey. Here, Olivia, catch." He tosses the ball over Olivia's head and into the woods. Olivia dashes in that way and snatches the ball. She hears some unusual noises coming from the bushes and rushes over to her parents. "Daddy, Mommy, there's something in the bushes." She tries to explain the sounds, but they stop her, saying, "It's okay, little girl. We're here to protect you." A sharp blade pierces their chest as they utter these words. When she sees their body falling, she attempts to hold back her tears, yells in pain, and passes out. "No, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Somebody please help me." Ethan is on the verge of giving up on his life. Suddenly, strange drones begin assaulting the SCP-058. The military shoots missiles at the wall in a flash, and some of the debris lands on the SCP-058. It gets trapped behind the colossal boulder. Foundation officers come running to the place. "Don't worry, kid. You're safe. You should go and find a safe place. And for you, you'll come with us. We'll make you pay for everything you did. Time for the containment, officers." While drowning in the ocean, our hero pulls out his multiverse portal gun and opens a portal to another parallel universe. He lands on a fluffy surface. Huh? Where am I? It takes him a second to comprehend that this isn't his universe, but rather an alternate one which is consumed by the SCP-871. He grabs his gun again and opens the portal. Now he returns to U-42, his home world. He boards his spaceship and pays a visit to a mysterious being imprisoned behind lasers. "Listen, sad news for you. Your spaceship got destroyed." He speaks to that entity. "I told you not to mess with the Foundation. They have a lot of firepower and aren't afraid to kill anyone who gets in their way. You will never be able to defeat them." Agent Cosmos replies, "Don't worry, I have a plan. I came into this universe with a goal, and I would die to achieving it, if I had to." Apologies for the interruption. So SCP-058, also known as the Heart of Darkness, is a Keter-class SCP which is currently contained by the SCP Foundation. The body is shaped like a heart with 4 sharp arthropod legs, 4 length-adjustable tentacles, and a stinging stinger that pierces a person's flesh and injects poison. The tentacles are covered with sharp spines which can extend up to 3.2 meters and at a speed of 320 kilometers per hour. SCP-058 is exceedingly hostile and will take advantage of any opportunity to harm its surroundings. Even when it appears to be inactive, it still causes harm and approaches with caution. SCP-058 is incredibly flexible and capable of moving on vertical and horizontal surfaces. It has been observed that SCP-058 is gaining speed of up to 90 kilometers per hour, covering a range of up to 200 meters, and has an ability to accelerate from 0 to 90 kilometers per hour in less than 2 seconds. It has been revealed that it uses its tentacles to increase leverage and stability, as well as to pull itself to other surfaces at high speeds. SCP-058 speaks in a human voice, despite the fact that its physiology shows no way of creating sound. It has the voice and accent of an elderly British gentleman with a slight stammer and a deep voice. Well, it speaks all the time regardless of the situation, even when attacking. Its voice and speech rate remain constant. SCP-058's speech shows no connection to the events, people, or places that it is associated with. SCP-058 first emerged from a person's body. It was incredibly hostile and appeared to be in a condition of agitation. SCP-058 began attacking the nearby town and cities, resulting in the deaths of many citizens and the destruction of 70% of the surrounding buildings. According to post-breach analysis, the majority of the deaths are attributable to fire, and fire-related injuries were caused by the stinger fluid, which emitted large amounts of poison throughout the area. This is also responsible for the majority of structural damage that has been documented. SCP-058 was finally contained after being crushed and disabled by a massive piece of masonry from a structure that had collapsed on top of it. It was extracted and transported by agents and MTF teams. SCP was contained at the site for at least 3 weeks. It made minimal attempts to move during this time, which was related to both physical and psychological damage. SCP-058 retained a high danger level even in its damaged form. Therefore, testing was restricted at this period. Several people died and were injured while being transported to a containment site. SCP-058 was incapacitated by an agent who managed to crush the SCP by driving it over with a fully armored M1 tank. Then it was subsequently secured and transported to Armed Biocontainment Area 14. The time has come to shatter the boundary that separates the human and SCP worlds. I'd like to know whether someone truly accomplished anything. The only thing the Foundation did was to keep SCPs contained and hide them from the rest of the world. All the doctors and detectives who are aware of the Foundation are anticipating something amazing, but they don't realize that they could have done so much more. The time has come to use SCP's power for good. To all SCPs who are hiding in the shadows, your time has come to shine and rise up. Join me, and we'll take down this corrupt organization. We will free all the SCPs which are being used as tools for their advantage. Let's fight for your existence. You'll no longer be labeled as SCPs. This is a declaration of war on the SCP Foundation for the identity of each entity which they contained and the D-Class members which they tortured and left there to die. The rules are already broken. There is no turning back now. The great SCP Foundation will fall.